Hello everyone, Joe Vitale, American Retirement Advisors with the Gradient Investments weekly talking points for the week ending August 26, 2022. Let's get into stock. Well, the wonderful comments by the Federal Reserve Chair led investors to believe that the Fed is still planning on raising interest rates significantly and cause the economy to decline. Last week, the S&P went down 4.02%. The NASDAQ was down 4.43%, and the small caps, the Russell 2000, was down 2.93%. Now, you know what? Earlier in the week, we saw the market was rallying, and then, of course, at the end of the week, it just tanked. And we saw that coming. It was up and down, up and down. They knew the Fed rate hike was coming on Friday, so I don't know if it kind of built up a little bit to come down more. Who knows what's going on? But we did see this happening. We know it's going to happen again. We know they're probably going to keep raising interest rates because they have to cool inflation. And this is actually the whole goal, and this is what's happening. So let's talk about international. The EFA fell 1.91, which is the developed markets, and the MSCI was actually up 0.55. Now, within the U.S., technology and communication services were the poorest performing sectors, while energy and materials were the best performers. In fixed income, interest rates edged up and bond values declined, with the benchmark 10-year Treasury ending the week at 3.04%, up 6 basis points. The yield curve remains inverted as the 2-year rate is 3.37 and gained 12 basis points for the week. Meanwhile, the 30-year rate on a mortgage jumped to 5.65%, the highest since June. Let's talk about commodities. Natural gas prices soared after Russia cut their plans for shipments to Europe, down 20% of last year's level. The Russians cited pipeline maintenance and other issues, but many believe it's response to sanctions of Russian goods in the West. European storage, however, is being maximized, and alternative sources are being lined up for Europe's use of gas has already sunk by 11% this year, shrunk by 11% this year. However, we had independence and we didn't have to worry about it, but now we've got other issues. We didn't have to rely on Russia, so I don't know what's going on now. But let's talk about economic data. Applications for loans to purchase a home, a leading gauge of home buyer demand, fell to their lowest level since the economy shut down due to COVID in April 2020 and remained at its lowest weekly rate in 22 years. That's what we were talking about. We're talking about that's going to start cooling. The home sales are going to start cooling. That's exactly what's happening right now. So you're going to start seeing that. We're starting to see more inventory come up. There's still a good amount of demand. That's going to start to cool. And you're seeing those come in right now. Let's go to company news. Novo Nordisk, a G40I holding, demonstrated that its CagriSema diabetes drug was better at reducing blood sugar levels and weight in a phase 2 trial in people with type 2 diabetes and overweight. The drug reduced weight by 15.6% on average, just taking once weekly shot for 8 months. Shares advanced 3.96% for the week. Palo Alto Networks, a Core Select and G33 holding, shares rose 9.19% last week after the security software company beat quarterly estimates for sales and earnings. Management also disclosed that billing, as indicated, future expenses rose 44% ahead of expectations. We always talk, Palo Alto always seems to be coming up. That's one of them that's been doing very well this year, if you're keeping track of that. So let's talk about Splunk Inc., which is a G33 contrarian choice holding, reported revenue and earnings that exceeded expectations, but the stock dropped 13.55% on the news that customers delayed cloud transitions in recent weeks, opting for short-term commitments. That's it for the week. Thank you so much for being part of the ARA family. If you need to contact us, you know the number, 855-756-5700, or visit our website, aradvisorsinc.com. Don't forget to visit Facebook, YouTube pages, scan the QR code to get the newsletter, give it to a friend, make sure they're in the know as well, and we look forward to seeing you again next week. God